Hello everyone, welcome to my playthrough of the Tamagotchi Molcartchi. Pui Pui Molcar, it's a series on Netflix, tiny little series. It features the stop-motion animated, needle-felted guinea pig car creatures, and I found the series last year, and it was my favorite thing. Like, my kid and I, we watched it constantly, and when I saw these announced, you know, I didn't jump on every single Tamagotchi crossover, like nano crossover thing, but this one I knew I had to have. Pui Pui Molcars, I want to say like 6-minute little episodes, and in each one there's like 3 stories, and they're just tiny little, I wouldn't even call them vignettes, they're tiny little stories, but they're adorable. So I got the cream color, and I also got the orange color. They're so tiny. I don't actually know if I've ever run a nano Tamagotchi on my channel before. I don't recall holding something this tiny. I guess I did the Gudetama one, but that one actually had so much going on with it, it didn't feel like a nano. Also, it felt a little bigger as I recall. This is very small. I got these two from Japan You Want, and as always with Japan You Want, you get Tama Mail, and you usually get a little promo item with it, and those of you who have followed my channel for a while might know that I absolutely adore Maskuchi, and they sent this little sticker set, and I'm absolutely pleased with it. Apparently it's from 1997. It's got little info here on Tongarichi and Ginjirochi saying that Tongarichi likes growing flowers and they want sunflower seeds from Brazil. And Ginjirochi's just over here looking super dapper in a hat, just ready to go a-traveling, wearing their little stomach wrap, their little haramaki. I also ordered myself some shields for these devices. I normally don't do this. Normally I like to just say, hey, if a Tama gets scratched, if it gets wear and tear on it, that's just the way it goes, okay? That's how you know your Tama's loved. But I saw these and I was curious about it because they have these screen protectors that are supposedly the perfect size for these nanos. All right, let's give it a go. I mean, worst case, if it doesn't work, it's fine. Like I said, I don't mind them getting scratched up. It will kind of suck though because I spent like $12 on these screen protectors. God, these things aren't even like clear. They're already scuffed. How is that possible? Well, here, let's save them before they get any worse. Ah, it's not a perfect fit. I see. I see. Hopefully we don't have any bubbling. No, that looks pretty good actually. I think that worked. Oh, I'd say that's even better than the first one. Very nice. There, nice and safe, and without further ado, let's actually begin these devices. Here we go. Ah, set the time, yes, of course. Whew. Getting this thing to actually read my button press is kind of... Wait, why aren't you reading my button press? I said go. Oh, that's not good. Whew. Here we go. All right, let's see. Can you see? Yes, you see. Oh, look at them. The screens are so deep. Getting an angle on this thing might be a bit of a challenge, but it's gonna be all right. Pui Pui, by the way, if you haven't figured that out, that's the sound effect that guinea pigs make, apparently. So when we start off, we're going to start off with a baby Molcar. Now, with the Nano Tamagotchis, they don't have an explicit status screen. Basically, you need to go based on what they're showing you on the screen. They'll have a different symbol for hunger. They'll have a different symbol for needing to have, I think they call it Gokigen, which would be like happiness or whatever. And you feed them lettuce for that. And then you can also play minigames with them. There are apparently 3 minigames, but we'll get back to that in a little bit. Okay, let's check out the food. Do you need ninjing? Oh yeah, I mean, why did it even ask? In the series Pui Pui Molcar, carrots are like their absolute favorite thing. Carrots are like ground gold, okay? I mean, I think all gold comes from the ground, but you know what I'm talking about. Huh, so they don't need their passies all the time, just whenever they're hanging out. That's fine, that's totally fine. They're a baby after all. Can you actually play games with them? I guess it wouldn't make sense to play games with them at the same time, especially with this one. This one's A button is really, really unresponsive. Kind of concerns me, but here we go. We've got... What is that? Yeah, that's like the ambulance driver. This one is Pursuit. You gotta chase the bad guys, avoid money, and then there's the car wash. This one is pretty straightforward. You just have to mash the A button, apparently, which obviously for this specific one would be bad because its A button is a bit unresponsive. So let's try out the QQ ambulance. Is it? Oh, I can. Oh, man. Something's wrong with these buttons, you guys. If you have any advice on these nanos, I'm not too experienced with them. Yeah, I don't think I've ever experienced buttons being this sticky. So the way this works is you're supposed to wait for that moment right there. Whenever it shows the exclamation point, you're supposed to hit the button and then just go. I don't know if it's A or B. Am I doing it? I think I might be doing it. I sure hope so. I guess we'll know in a second. If you get all 5, you get a perfect, and then they're just super happy, right? Okay, is that good? Dude, am I like the best ambulance driver? Come on. Hey, we got there. Don't know if the person in the back's alive. Oh, yeah. Nah, they're happy. I mean, hopefully that means that they're alive. I guess one shouldn't assume. Maybe Molcartchis don't know the value of a human life. I don't know. I do think that Molcars care about their drivers. You know, it's like not quite a pet and owner situation, but it's a bit like it, right? But do babies know? Here, let's go over here and play a game on our orange one. Yeah, the buttons on this one are far more responsive. This one is Pursuit. This one we're going to be avoiding bags of money while trying to capture the bad guys. We just don't want to be slowed down, basically. Oh, crap. That's right. A is down, B is up. Oh, you hit one bag and you're out, huh? Oh, sorry, Orange. What do you mean, Pui Pui? Oh. Oh, I think they're just doing a scene. That's one thing that you get in these crossover nanos. Oh, Cream's doing it as well. Something you get in these crossover nanos is you'll see scenes play out from the crossover they are from. This seems like the zombie episode where they're being chased by zombies and they had to fight over lettuce and meat and all that stuff. It was a whole hamburger situation. Really, though, if you have Netflix or you have your mom's Netflix password, please check out Pui Pui Molcar. It's so good. Here, can I do something here? Is there something that I can help with? Oh, sweet, yeah. This is still a continuation of the scene. Freaking a Molcar comes out, and they've got, like, front spikes and stuff, like proper zombie apocalypse gear and everything. The series is pretty freaking wacky. Okay, let's see if we can get back to that pursuit game. Okay, this time I'm going to rock it. Okay, A is down, B is up. Now, this one, the B button doesn't respond very well, but let's just give it a go. Okay. Oh, man. So simple. Child's play. But I mean, not to say I don't enjoy it. You caught him! That's not really how it happened in the show. The Molcar was terrified of the robbers, but, you know, these are babies. They don't know fear. They don't know the value of a human life. They're just babies. So depending on how you raise your Molcartchi, they'll turn into different Molcars. This baby one isn't from the show, but it's just, you know, for the Tama, obviously. So my plan is to run Cream perfectly. Well, actually, with their buttons being weird, it might be better to try to not have them be perfect. Okay, new plan. Orange will be raised perfectly. Cream will be raised with a care mistake or two here and there. Basically, whenever they do call-outs, I guess I'm going to ignore it. I don't even know if the Nano Tamagotchis run that way. Huh. I mean, you know me, I like to run these things blind. I did see that it didn't come with an instruction booklet, but it had a QR code for an online instruction booklet, and I totally went to it, and I found that the information's mostly just what you expect. It just says, you know, here's how you play the games, you know, feed it, there's poop, there's mini games. I didn't read this area down here. Let's see, what is this? Oh, okay, no, I did read that. That's just talking about how you'll see the scenes from the show randomly. And then there's Owakare. This is whenever they die or leave, you know? If you leave them not feeling well for too long or you put them in that state too many times, they'll leave you a note being like, bye. Oh. So they don't understand the value of a human life, but they know how to write letters. Interesting. So yeah, there's no secret. There's no wide gimmick. Wow, you can really zoom that out pretty far, can't you? There's no wide gimmick like with the Gudetama one, for instance. In the Gudetama Tamagotchi Nano, you had to let them die. You had to raise them and then let them die. And depending on, you know, they would just turn into different things whenever they die. Oh, they get cooked, rather, so they become different egg dishes. With this one, it's pretty straightforward, or at least so it seems. They don't explicitly say how to get them to evolve into different things, and I don't know for sure if care mistakes are a factor here, or if it's different kinds of game you play, but if you do know, feel free to let me know in the comments below. The Pui Pui Molcartchi is fairly simple. You know, food, 3 games, that's it. You get to see scenes play out from your favorite Molcartchi episodes. You get to see them evolve into different things. I'm sure, as with most Nano crossovers, there are going to be some evolutions that are just off the wall and wacky. Like, there are some evolutions that most likely won't even be Molcars. There might even be Tamagotchi evolutions. There might be them evolving into certain characters from the show that aren't Molcars at all. So I'm curious to see what we get. Very excited about that. But for now, yeah, they're just babies. What don't know the value of human life? Anyway, it's art time! This week's suggestion comes from John B. They said do Sakuna from Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, sleeping next to whatever baby you get in the episode. So we'll have these 2 baby Molcars next to Sakuna from the game Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. This suggestion leapt out to me immediately, considering that Sakuna of Rice and Ruin was my absolute 2020 game of the year. I don't actually know if it came out in 2020. It could have come out in 2019, but 2020 is when I played it, I think. Either way, I adore the game. It was my 2020 game of the year. Even if it came out in 2019, it's still 2020 game of the year. Wonderful game. Amazing, amazing, fun game. Every once in a while, you know, you just come across a game that just touches you, and you gotta platinum it, you gotta get all the trophies, you gotta get the perfect rice. It just, So yeah, let's get that going. Okay, so glad I redid my stage over here so I can move the sketchbook around, because yeah, now we have to start drawing out toward the edges. So we've got Sakuna from Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, dozing off with a couple of little baby Molcartchis. This should go easily enough. I think I've got everything sketched out about right. So we'll start with this one baby Molcartchi right here, because they're the most foreground. I'm going to go ahead and make their binky a bit bigger. What do you call it? Binkies or passies? I mean, pacifiers. I don't know. All of the names, frankly, I don't like any of them. But yeah, what do you call them? Personally, I've just grown up calling them binkies. But I'm starting to learn that might be like a southern thing. Kind of like how when I was a kid, we would call soda pop and stuff. Now I call soda, well, nothing. I usually just call it the name of the soda itself. I don't really drink soda. I'm not trying to say that in a way that like I'm better than anyone. Just yeah, I don't drink it. It gives me a headache. Oh, with Molcars, it's very important to get their nose really low down here because they have to have a dopey look. If your Molcar doesn't look dopey, it's not gonna work out. Guess let's draw the other Molcar, and I might go a little bit off sketch here. I know that's usually a bad idea, but I'm just gonna kind of put a little bit of Sakuna's hand here. Just a wee bit, yeah, just some fingies. Just leave it like that. Don't want to go nuts. There, we got the important parts done. Oh, except for this side window. Sorry, they were almost one of those creepy Molcars, you know, with the ones without windows that when you see parked outside your house too long, you give the cops a call maybe. One of those Molcars. It's definitely not what we're going for here. Can't say as I've ever drawn a straw hat before, so I'm just kind of winging it here. Normally I might turn the page for some of these hatch lines, but I think this is fine. I think we'll end up with something that feels okay. And then behind them all, we have them resting on a bale of rice. It's basically just rice wrapped in, I believe, wrapped in its own husk, actually. Is that morbid? I mean, I guess if you're like Poison Ivy, maybe you'd be a little upset about that. You know, the Batman character. I'm just over here mixing genres. I mean, if Tamagotchi can do it, so can I, okay? Drawn a couple bubbles here for the sleepy notes. And yeah, it's time to erase the pencils. Gently now. Don't mess up. That would suck. Hey, that doesn't look like it's smeared at all. Okay, let's hatch it up. Okay, this seems about done. I just need to fix a little bit of the highlight on the binky, passy, whatever you want to call it. And that's good. Thank you, John B, for the suggestion. If you want to make suggestions, as always, you can go to my Patreon at patreon.com/mooseandjoe. Any patron at any tier can make suggestions in the weekly suggestion post, so please feel free to head over and check it out. Okay, how are you two doing? Still doing fine? Sorry, Cream's supposed to be on the left. I guess I can't check your stats, so I'll just assume you guys are okay. All right, maybe I'll also try to just play less games with Cream, depending on, you know, if that's a thing, and I'll also try to stick to certain games for each of them. For Cream, maybe we'll do the ambulance, and then for Orange, yeah, we'll try to stick to the pursuit and maybe the button mashy one. Hey, let's check out that last game before we go, actually. This one is known as Wash. You just mash the A button. Now, Orange's A button is pretty responsive, so it should be good. Okay, is it? Oh, is it not time yet? Tell me when. Oh, no, crap! Ah! Gotta get a good wash. If you don't press it enough, they'll get scared and they totally won't want to go inside. It's just awful. And apparently you have 15 seconds, which is kind of, like, let's be honest, a long time to do anything with a Tamagotchi. Especially for a nano. This is involved. Okay, do they go in? Yes! Squeaky clean! Oh, what a brave little Molcartchi. Okay, well, I'm excited to see what they turn into. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. Thanks, patrons, for supporting this channel, especially Shifter and Dog Trainer 89. Thank you for your generosity, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one.